25 Luxe-Looking garden DIYs, under $5. Small space, big magic. Hello, Earthly Delights family. If you've ever stood on your tiny balcony wondering where one more plant could possibly fit, or stared at your small patio, dreaming it could be more than just a patch of concrete, then this video was made just for you. You're the kind of person who sees beauty in a sprouting stem, who believes even a recycled jar can become a work of garden art. Maybe you're on a tight budget, maybe you're low on space, or maybe, like so many of us, you're just searching for a little peace in the green corners of your life. Today I'm going to show you 25 magical DIY garden ideas, many under $5, that will transform even the smallest space into a cozy, luxurious haven. We're not just talking about decor, we're talking about creating a feeling. A sanctuary, a place that reflects you. So whether you're growing on a windowsill, a balcony, or a tiny urban plot, let's reimagine what's possible together. If you're ready to grow joy without growing your expenses, hit that subscribe button and join our Earthly Delights family, where tiny gardens bloom with big love. Ready? Let's begin. Part 1. Growing style from scratch. Elevate your garden from day one. Before we dive into the hands-on ideas, let's set the tone. Style isn't about spending more. It's about seeing differently. In this first chapter, I'll show you how to give even the humblest container or corner a glow up. Because when you start with style, everything else blooms beautifully. Let's dig in. 1. Painted planters, elevated vibes. Let's start where most garden dreams begin, at the roots. But this time, the roots come wrapped in color and personality. You don't need fancy pots or designer containers to make your plants feel at home. In fact, some of the most stunning planters I've seen were once plastic bins, old mugs, or thrifted buckets. The secret? Spray paint magic. Choose matte finishes like charcoal black, terracotta orange, or even a soft sage green. These tones instantly give a high-end look, especially when paired with lush greenery. Want to take it further? Add a touch of gold trim using painter's tape, or glue on small wooden legs to create height variation. Suddenly, that $2 plastic pot becomes a statement piece on your patio or shelf. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about intention. When you paint a pot, you're not just decorating, you're claiming that space as yours. That's what turns gardening into self-expression. 2. Bold and balanced. Two-toned pots. If you're someone who craves a touch of modern charm without splurging, this next idea is for you. Two-tone pots are one of the easiest ways to add designer style to your garden with just leftover paint and painter's tape. Start with any plain pot. Ceramic, plastic, even tin cans work beautifully. Use tape to divide the pot into 2 sections. Then paint the bottom half in a bold color like mustard yellow, navy blue, or emerald green. Leave the top half neutral, or go for a matte white for contrast. Once it dries, peel the tape away, and voila! You've got a pot that looks straight out of a boutique catalog. Place these side by side for a color block effect, or mix and match across different plant types. They're not just eye-catching, they also give a sense of balance and harmony to your garden design. And the best part? No one would ever guess they cost you less than your morning coffee. 3. Floating plant shelves. Now let's bring some magic to your walls. Because who says gardens only belong on the ground? If you're working with limited space, floating plant shelves are a game changer. With just a few thrifted wooden boards and some sturdy rope, you can create a hanging display that turns any wall or fence into a vertical jungle. Here's how it works. Drill holes in the corners of your wooden boards, thread through the rope, and knot securely underneath each board to keep them level. Hang the whole setup from a hook or beam. You've now created tiered shelves that can hold trailing pothouse, tiny succulents, or your favorite herbs. This design adds height, depth, and charm, without eating up precious floor space. And there's something whimsical about watching greenery float mid-air, like a garden suspended in time. It's perfect for balconies, patios, or even sunny indoor windows. Small space? No problem. With floating shelves, you're growing up, literally. 4. Glowing greenery. Fairy light trails. There's something undeniably magical about plants bathed in a soft, golden glow. That's where fairy lights come in. Not just for holidays, but for everyday enchantment. With just a string of warm LED lights, you can turn your small garden into a twinkling retreat that feels both cozy and luxurious. Drape them gently over trellises, weave them through railing bars, or wrap them around the stems of taller plants. You don't need perfection, just playfulness. Let the lights follow the natural lines of your greenery. In the evening, as the sun sets, your garden will come alive with warmth and wonder. This idea isn't just about lighting, it's about atmosphere. It creates an emotional space, a place where you can breathe deeper, sip tea slower, and let your thoughts wander. And the best part? Battery-powered or solar fairy lights are incredibly affordable. For under $5, you're not just illuminating plants, you're lighting up your spirit. 5. Miniature water bowl feature. Ready to add serenity to your space? Let's bring in the soothing sound of water with a DIY that feels like a luxury spa, but costs less than lunch. A miniature water bowl feature is perfect for small gardens, patios, or even apartment balconies. All you need is a ceramic bowl, a few smooth stones, and a mini submersible pump. Yes, the kind often found in tabletop fountains. Start by filling the bowl with water and arranging stones or pebbles to cover the base. Nestle the pump discreetly among them, plug it in, and let the gentle flow begin. Within moments, you'll have a bubbling, tranquil water element that transforms your space into a calming retreat. You can personalize it too. Add floating flower petals, a sprig of lavender, or even a tiny figurine for a whimsical touch. It's amazing how such a small detail can change the entire mood. With the soft trickle of water nearby, your garden becomes more than just a visual delight. It becomes an experience for all the senses. Part 2. Make every corner count. Big impact in small spaces. When space is limited, every inch matters. But here's the secret: limitations spark creativity. In this next part, we'll explore clever, stylish ways to transform overlooked corners, bare walls, and tight nooks into lush, functional green zones. Small gardens aren't a compromise, they're an opportunity to get imaginative. Let's keep growing. 6. Wall-hugging vertical planters. Got a bare wall or a fence that's just there? Let's turn it into a living masterpiece. Wall-hugging vertical planters are the ultimate solution for plant lovers who crave more greenery but are running out of ground. And the best part? You don't need to build anything complicated. Repurpose a canvas shoe organizer, yes, the kind that usually hides in closets, and hang it on a wall, fence, or balcony railing. Fill each pocket with potting soil and your choice of plants: trailing ivy, compact herbs, colorful flowers. You can even mix in a few faux plants if you're going for low maintenance. Want something more rustic? Grab an old wooden pallet, secure it vertically, and tuck in planters between the slats. Add hooks or small shelves for extra display space. What you're creating isn't just vertical storage, it's vertical storytelling. Every plant becomes a chapter, every leaf a sentence, and your once forgotten wall, it becomes a centerpiece of green beauty. 7. Indoor herb garden in tins. Let's bring the garden even closer, right into your kitchen or windowsill. An indoor herb garden made from repurposed tins is both practical and full of charm. It's perfect for anyone who loves to cook, craves fresh aromas, or simply wants to add a little green to their everyday space. Start by collecting used tins, tea tins, coffee cans, or even soup cans. Wash them out and punch a few drainage holes at the bottom. Then, paint them in pastel shades or wrap them with twine or scrap fabric for a cozy, rustic feel. Fill with soil and plant your favorite herbs: basil, mint, rosemary, thyme, whatever you use most. Label them with chalk paint or handwritten tags to add a personal touch. Line them up on a sunny windowsill or mount them on a piece of wood for a vertical herb rack. Not only do they look beautiful, but they also give you instant access to fresh ingredients. With every pinch of flavor you add to your meals, you'll be reminded, you grew that. You created that, right from your own little corner of the world. 8. Plant stand made from crates. When your garden starts growing, so does the need for display space, and that's where this charming and super simple DIY comes in. A plant stand made from wooden crates. Whether you have 2 crates or 5, you can stack, arrange, and personalize them to create a unique shelving unit that fits perfectly in any small space. Start with old fruit crates, wine boxes, or inexpensive craft store alternatives. Sand them down lightly for a smooth finish, then stain or paint them in your preferred tone. Whitewash for a beachy feel, dark walnut for a rustic vibe, or bold colors for a playful touch. Stack them vertically to create a tall column, or arrange them in a zigzag pattern for visual interest. Secure with nails or screws if needed. Each crate becomes its own mini stage. showcasing trailing ivy, clustered succulents, or even gardening books and tools. Add string lights, a small watering can, or a lantern for cozy details. In just an afternoon, you'll have a budget-friendly structure that elevates your plant game, literally and stylistically. 9. Hanging garden curtain. Imagine walking onto your balcony or patio and being greeted by a curtain of cascading green, soft, swaying, and alive. That's the magic of a hanging garden curtain. It's not just a space saver, it's a statement. And it's perfect for anyone craving privacy, softness, or a little extra drama in their garden scene. All you need is a tension rod or sturdy beam, a few hanging baskets or repurposed containers with hooks, and your choice of trailing plants. Think pothos, string of pearls, or even strawberries for a delicious twist. Attach the baskets in a row or stagger their heights for a waterfall effect. Want to get creative? Use macrame hangers or mesh bags to introduce texture and a handcrafted vibe. Over time, as the plants grow and spill over, they'll form a natural curtain, one that filters sunlight, adds privacy, and makes your space feel like a secret retreat. It's perfect for renters, apartment dwellers, or anyone looking to turn an ordinary edge into a vertical oasis. Every time you pull that curtain aside, you'll be reminded, even in small spaces, you can grow something spectacular. 10. Lux Picnic Nook. Now it's time to carve out a space that feels like vacation, even if it's just steps from your kitchen. A Lux Picnic Nook is a tiny garden corner transformed into your personal escape where you can sip morning coffee, read under string lights, or share a sunset meal with someone special. Start with a foldable bistro table and 2 lightweight chairs. Look for secondhand deals or even plastic sets you can paint to match your vibe. Layer the space with a small outdoor rug, add cushions or throw pillows in earthy tones or bold florals, and don't forget a small tray for drinks or candles. For ambience, string fairy lights above or hang a few paper lanterns. Surround your nook with potted plants at varying heights to frame the area in green. It doesn't need to be big, it just needs to feel intentional. This isn't just outdoor seating, it's a celebration of slow living, fresh air, and beautiful moments in a space you designed with love. Even the smallest patio or balcony can hold a little magic when you make room for it. Part 3. Decor details that wow. Charm is in the details. Now that your structure is set, it's time to sprinkle in personality, the little touches that make a space unforgettable. In this part, we'll explore creative, meaningful, and often upcycled decor ideas that turn plain gardens into personal sanctuaries. These details don't just fill space, they tell your story. Let's dive in. 11. Upcycled glass jar lanterns. Let's turn everyday leftovers into nighttime magic. Those empty pasta sauce or jam jars sitting in your kitchen? Don't toss them. Transform them into upcycled glass jar lanterns that glow with charm and purpose. Start by cleaning out the jars and removing any labels. Wrap wire securely around the rims to create handles, or use twine for a more rustic, earthy feel. Drop in tea lights, LED candles, or even fairy lights. For extra flair, fill the base with sand, pebbles, or dried flowers to anchor the glow and add texture. Hang them from tree branches, balcony railings, or shepherd's hooks. Line them along pathways or cluster them on a table for a magical centerpiece. The flicker of candlelight against glass creates a cozy atmosphere that feels timeless, welcoming, and intentional. What makes these lanterns special isn't just how they look, it's the story they carry. You gave something discarded a second life, and now it lights the way in your garden sanctuary. That's beauty with meaning, and that's the Earthly Delights way. 12. Painted rocks with a message. Sometimes the smallest pieces carry the biggest meaning. That's exactly what happens when you add painted rocks with a message to your garden. They're simple, heartfelt, and incredibly grounding, literally and emotionally. Gather a few smooth stones from your local park, beach, or garden center. Clean them off and let your creativity flow. Use weather-resistant paint to write inspiring words like grow, breathe, or hope. Or paint tiny scenes, sunsets, leaves, moons, or mandalas. These aren't just decorations, they're reflections of your mood, your journey, your story. Place them along pathways, in pots, or peeking out beneath leafy plants. Kids love painting them too, making this a beautiful family project. You can even gift one to a neighbor as a small gesture of connection. In a world that moves too fast, these quiet stones slow things down. They invite pause, thought, and joy. Each one is a reminder that beauty doesn't have to be big or loud. It just needs to be honest. And when scattered across your garden, they turn your space into a canvas of quiet inspiration. 13. DIY Mosaic Flower Pot. If you've ever broken a plate or cup and felt a little sad tossing it, good news, those broken bits are about to become a masterpiece. A DIY flower pot is one of the most creative, personal ways to add color, texture, and story to your garden. Start with a plain terracotta or ceramic pot. Gather old tiles, broken dishes, glass beads, or even mirror shards. Use strong adhesive to glue the pieces onto the pot in patterns, waves, black, or even random shapes. Don't worry about perfection. Mosaics are beautiful because of their imperfections. Once the glue dries, apply grout over the surface, wipe away the excess, and let it cure. What you'll have is more than just a flower pot. It's a piece of art. A symbol of how beauty can come from brokenness. These pots shine especially bright in the morning light and look amazing grouped together with contrasting patterns. Each one is unique. Each one tells a story. And when your plants bloom from inside a mosaic of memories, the whole garden feels more alive, like it remembers everything you've given it. 14. Faux stone pathway. You don't need a sprawling garden to enjoy the elegance of a winding path. Even in the smallest space, a faux stone pathway can guide the eye, define zones, and create a sense of journey. And you can do it all with just a few affordable materials. Start with stepping stones or concrete pavers from a local hardware store. Or make your own with quick-set concrete poured into simple molds like baking trays or old buckets. Paint them in natural stone shades, gray, sand, or slate, and add texture using a sponge or textured cloth before they dry. Lay the stones across your garden bed, gravel patch, or even over mulch. Leave small gaps and fill them with moss, creeping thyme, or decorative pebbles to soften the edges and add charm. Even in a tiny garden, a pathway tells a story. It says, "This is a place meant to be explored." It invites you to slow down, wander barefoot, or simply sit and reflect. And all of that, with just a few hand-painted stones, is the kind of magic that turns ordinary into sacred. 15. Reclaimed wood trellis wall. When vertical space is calling, few things answer with as much rustic charm as a reclaimed wood trellis wall. It's functional, beautiful, and completely customizable. Perfect for climbing plants, hanging decor, or even string lights. And the best part? You can build it from materials you likely already have. Start by sourcing old wooden pallets, fence panels, or lawn branches. Sand down rough edges, but don't worry about making it perfect. Those imperfections add character. Arrange the slats in a grid, diagonal, or ladder pattern and secure them to a fence, exterior wall, or even large planter boxes. Once in place, weave climbing vines like jasmine, sweet peas, or morning glory through the gaps. You can also hook small pots or lanterns onto the slats for a layered look. The result? A living wall that evolves with the seasons. This DIY not only maximizes your growing space but also transforms dull surfaces into focal points. And every time your plants stretch toward the sun, climbing higher along the wood you rescued and revived, you'll remember. Growth often begins with what others overlook. Part 4. Texture, Fabric, and Ambience, where comfort meets nature. Gardens aren't just about what you plant, they're about how you feel when you're in them. In this next chapter, we'll explore how textures, fabrics, and gentle ambience can turn any outdoor space into a soft, inviting retreat. It's time to layer comfort into your greenery and make your garden truly feel like home. 16. Outdoor Fabric Refresh. Let's talk comfort, the kind that makes you want to linger just a little longer outside. With a few well-chosen pieces of outdoor fabric, you can turn any bench, step, or corner chair into a cozy invitation to stay. And no, you don't need designer cushions or expensive textiles to do it. Look for weather-resistant cushions, rugs, or throws in rich textures and colors. Think woven neutrals, tropical prints, or earthy tones that complement your plants. If you're on a tight budget, even old indoor cushions can be upcycled. Just wrap them in waterproof fabric or shower curtains cut to size. Layer these soft elements across chairs, crates, and garden seating to create an effortlessly chic vibe. Add a fringed blanket or textured throw for cooler nights, and don't forget a cushion on the ground for impromptu lounging. These touches do more than provide comfort, they complete the space. Suddenly, your garden isn't just somewhere you look at, it's a space you live in. And when you surround yourself with softness, nature doesn't just feel wild, it feels welcoming. 17. Nature-inspired art wall. Your garden is already a living gallery, but why not make that even more literal with a nature-inspired art wall? It's a beautiful way to blend creativity and greenery, especially if you have a blank fence, wall, or even a shaded balcony corner that could use some life. Start with waterproof frames or clipboards and fill them with pressed leaves, botanical sketches, or printed illustrations of your favorite flowers and herbs. You can even use old pages from vintage garden books for a charming antique touch. Arrange the art in a grid, cluster, or salon-style layout, whatever fits your space and style. Want it more interactive? Add a mini chalkboard or rotating seasonal print in the center to keep things fresh. If your area is covered, add some soft lighting above to create a gallery glow at night. This isn't just about visual beauty, it's about making space for your identity to bloom alongside your plants. You're not just planting greenery, you're curating a space that reflects your story, your mood, your wonder. It's proof that even outdoors, art can thrive. 18. Candles, mirrors, garden glow. Here's a trick that interior designers swear by, and yes, it works wonders outdoors too. Mirrors and candlelight. This duo doesn't just add glow, it multiplies it. In a small garden, combining reflective surfaces with warm flickers of light creates instant ambience and the illusion of space. Start with an old mirror, thrifted, repurposed, or even a broken one given new life in a rustic frame. Hang it on a garden wall, fence, or even lean it behind a grouping of plants. Then, place candles or LED lanterns in front. The light will reflect off the mirror, doubling the glow and adding a magical depth to your space. Want even more impact? Use mirrors in unexpected ways. Mount several smaller ones in a mosaic, or place one behind a hanging plant so the leaves appear fuller and more layered. It's subtle, but powerful. This setup is perfect for cozy evenings outdoors. It creates that soft, golden hour mood all night long. And every flicker in the mirror reminds you, beauty isn't always about adding more. Sometimes it's about seeing things in a different light. 19. DIY rattan-style lamps. Want that dreamy boho garden glow without spending a fortune? Try making your own rattan-style lamps using baskets and solar lights. It's easier than you think and brings instant charm to any space. These DIY hanging lights add warmth, texture, and a designer touch that feels straight out of a tropical resort. Start by finding open weave baskets. Round, oval, or bell-shaped all work beautifully. You can often score them at thrift stores or discount shops. Next, flip the basket upside down and attach a small solar light inside using wire or strong twine. Hang your new lamp from a tree branch, a pergola, or balcony hooks at varying heights for a layered effect. As the sun sets, your handmade lights begin to glow, casting gentle shadows and turning your garden into a cozy, softly lit sanctuary. Add a few potted palms or grasses underneath for extra drama. What makes these lights special isn't just how they look, it's the story behind them. You made them. You chose to turn something simple into something stunning. That's creativity at its best. Resourceful, beautiful, and full of heart. 20. Secluded sanctuary with curtains. Sometimes all it takes to create a sanctuary is a sense of separation, a little softness between you and the world. That's where outdoor curtains come in. With just a few flowing panels, you can create a private, breezy escape that feels both luxurious and completely your own. Choose lightweight, weather-resistant fabric like sheer polyester, canvas, or even repurposed bed sheets. Drape them from a tension rod, curtain wire, or string stretched between posts, walls, or balcony beams. Let them sway with the wind, catching light and movement like nature's own poetry. Place a chair, cushion, or small table behind the curtain, and suddenly you have a retreat, a space to journal, meditate, sip coffee, or simply breathe. Add a plant or two at the entry, and it feels like stepping into another world. This isn't about blocking things out. It's about creating sacred space within the chaos. Whether you're surrounded by city noise or backyard bustle, these curtains give you the power to pause. And in that pause, your garden becomes more than a space. It becomes a sanctuary. Part 5. Plants with personality. Let your garden speak. Now that we've built the space and set the mood, it's time to focus on the true stars of the show, your plants. But not just any plants. In this next section, we'll highlight bold textures, playful shapes, and unexpected details that give your garden soul. Let's celebrate greenery with character. Statement succulent shelf. If your garden had a personality, what would it be? Minimalist, wild, playful? No matter your style, one plant family always brings bold character: succulents. And the best way to show them off? A statement succulent shelf that turns these tiny powerhouses into living art. Start with a small wooden shelf, crate, or even a repurposed spice rack. Paint it to match your vibe: boho whites, desert terracotta, or sleek black for modern contrast. Then, line it with your favorite succulents in mismatched mini pots, teacups, or even hollowed-out stones. Mix shapes, colors, and sizes: rosettes, spikes, trailing tendrils. Let each one bring its own texture and energy to the display. Don't be afraid to get playful. Add a tiny figurine or decorative stone for whimsy. Because succulents are low maintenance and slow growers, they're perfect for compact displays. And their sculptural beauty makes every shelf look curated and intentional. This isn't just a collection of plants, it's a statement of style. One that says, small things, arranged with love, can make a big impression. 22. Color pop clusters. Sometimes a single bold color can shift the entire mood of a garden. And when you cluster vibrant plants together, you don't just grow beauty, you command attention. That's the power of color pop clusters. They're perfect for gardeners who want instant visual impact without overcomplicating design. Choose one or two dominant colors, maybe fiery orange and magenta, or calming lavender and lemon yellow. Then, group plants in matching or complementary hues close together. Marigolds, coleus, petunias, and salvias are all affordable, fast-growing options that bring a splash of drama. Use varied pot heights, layered placements, and contrasting foliage to create depth. Even if you only have a tiny ledge or patio corner, color pop clusters can turn it into a vibrant focal point. This idea works especially well when you need a mood boost: color therapy through plants. And the beauty of clusters is they don't need to be permanent. Switch them out with the seasons, or rotate your color themes like changing the art on your walls. Because in your garden, you're the artist, and color is your favorite brush. 23. Painted clay figurines or animal pots. Let your playful side bloom, because your garden isn't just a place for plants, it's a place for personality. One of the most delightful ways to express that is through painted clay figurines or animal-shaped pots. They bring charm, character, and a touch of storybook whimsy to even the simplest green space. Start with basic terracotta pots or small clay sculptures, available at craft stores or secondhand shops. Use weather-resistant acrylic paint to turn them into cheerful characters: sleepy cats, curious owls, smiling frogs, or even tiny fairies. You don't have to be a professional artist. Simple shapes, eyes, and color patterns go a long way. Plant trailing vines or spiky succulents inside animal pots to mimic hair or feathers. Arrange figurines around stepping stones, beneath leafy plants, or at the base of larger pots for hidden surprises. Kids love helping with this project, and it turns your garden into a wonderland of discovery. These little creatures don't just decorate, they enchant. They make your space feel alive with stories, laughter, and imagination. In a garden where every leaf is personal, even your pots can smile back at you. 24. Rustic bench from reclaimed pallets. Every garden needs a place to pause, to sit, sip, reflect. And you don't need to spend hundreds to create it. With a few reclaimed pallets and a free afternoon, you can build a rustic bench that's both functional and full of soul. Start by sourcing clean, sturdy pallets. Many hardware stores or warehouses give them away for free. Sand them down to remove splinters, but keep some of the weathered texture for that vintage farmhouse charm. Stack and secure the pallets to form a sturdy base and backrest. Add a cushion or two, and just like that, you've created your own outdoor throne. Want to personalize it further? Stencil a quote along the back, or string solar fairy lights beneath the seat for a soft nighttime glow. Surround it with pots, plant stands, or even a curtain of vines to make it feel like a hidden nook. This bench becomes more than seating, it becomes a memory maker, a spot for journaling, evening chats, or morning tea. And every time you sit down, you're reminded that beauty, comfort, and creativity don't need to cost much, just a little time and love. 25. Garden mirror illusions. Small space? No problem. With a little reflective magic, your garden can feel twice as big and twice as lush. Enter the world of garden mirror illusions. A clever trick that adds light, depth, and surprise to any outdoor area. Start by finding an old mirror, maybe one with a vintage frame or even a frameless bathroom mirror. Clean it up, seal the edges with weatherproof paint or varnish, and mount it on a wall, fence, or propped behind potted plants. Place it where it reflects greenery, sky, or even fairy lights to instantly double the beauty. For a rustic touch, frame it with reclaimed wood or surround it with trailing vines and flowers to make it look like a secret window into another garden. Just be sure to position it where it won't reflect harsh sunlight directly. It's meant to enhance, not overwhelm. This illusion doesn't just trick the eye, it delights the spirit. Suddenly, your tiny patio feels expansive. Your corner balcony feels infinite. And best of all, you didn't need more square footage. You just needed a new perspective. That's the power of thoughtful design in a garden built with love. Your garden, your sanctuary. And just like that, you've seen how a handful of low-cost, heart-filled ideas can completely transform your garden, no matter how small, no matter how limited the budget. Because here at Earthly Delights, we believe something powerful. You don't need acres to grow abundance. You just need a little space, a little imagination, and a whole lot of love. Whether you tried one idea or all 25, every tiny effort, every painted pot, every trailing vine, every flickering light was a step toward claiming your peace. You've created more than just decor. You've crafted a sanctuary, a place that's not only beautiful to look at, but beautiful to feel. So the next time you step outside to water your plants or sip tea beside your hanging garden curtain, take a breath and smile. You made this. From scraps, from dreams, from dirt and delight. And in that creation, you've proven something we say often here. You don't just grow a garden, you grow yourself. If this video inspired you, leave a comment, share your favorite idea, and don't forget to subscribe to Earthly Delights for more soulful, practical tips. Until next time, keep growing, keep dreaming, and may your garden always feel like home.